Hey everybody, Dave Weiss here for the Glue Bomb Show. Well, something a little different today. Today I'm not talking about a kit. I'm not talking about building or doing a review or anything like that. Today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the idea of model building, the model building community. Because I'm here to tell you, it's an awesome community. There's so many people out there that are doing so much just to help us to be better builders. I love it. I think about the podcast. I love listening to podcasts. I've been listening to podcasts so often in my car as I'm commuting back and forth. There's On the Bench, the guys from Australia who, as far as I know, started the model building podcast thing. You've got Plastic Model Mojo, Plastic Posse Podcast. You've got the Model Geeks who are all like military pilots and crew people who know not just how to build the kit, but they know the background on the real thing. Those podcasts are really good, and there's more of them too. There's more coming up all the time. Check those out. Of course, if you need tips and tricks, YouTube is a really great place to go. I don't do a lot of tips and tricks. I do more of reviews and unboxings, but there are guys out there that can teach you to do just about anything, so check out YouTube. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is find a virtual group. I found a group called Kingdom Builders, and we meet once a month on Zoom. And we just sit there and build models, and I've got some great tips. I told you about one of those last week. And just generally, we're having community. We're sitting together talking about a hobby we enjoy. Of course, there are also live groups. There's IPMS, the International Plastic Model Society. You can join that and get in a local group. I haven't been able to do that very much. I haven't been able to do that at all yet, I should say, because I work away from home a couple days a week, and I can't really justify being out another night just for a group. But I love having these groups because this is a solitary hobby. Most of the time, you do it by yourself, but it would be really nice to have a community around you. Another way is just to join some of these Facebook groups. I met a really good friend, a couple really good friends on Facebook groups. And a couple of these guys have sent me reference photos and all kinds of other stuff. I know of one guy who sent me tires for a kit that the kit came without tires, and it was an old kit, and they sent me tires. And the one thing that I really like to talk about today is I met this guy named Chuck. Now, I met Chuck through I believe through the Ratfink groups because I'm a big Ratfink fan and trying to be a Ratfink artist at times and things like that. I haven't done that yet, but it's something that's kind of on my bucket list to do. But I met Chuck through this, and Chuck is a great model builder, but he's not just a model builder. He builds the real cars as well. He's a really talented guy. Well, I was struggling. I mean, I've built a lot of complex kits in my life. This one was a simple one. And for some reason, it was a motorized kit, and I just couldn't get that motor to work. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to work. And Chuck gave me a bunch of suggestions. I tried all those things, and you know what? I still couldn't get it to work. I contacted the company. They sent me another motor. I put the other motor in, and I still couldn't get it to work. And by this time, I'm starting to realize something. You know that old saying, if you have a problem with this person and that person and that person and that person, you might be the problem? Well, if all these people weren't able to help me and a new motor wasn't even helping, there's one thing I know for sure. I have a blind spot. I am having a hard time seeing what I am doing wrong. This is not a problem with the kit. The kit is a quality kit. The problem is with here, right? And so after talking this through with Chuck and trying to put my new motor in and still not getting it to work, I finally contacted Chuck. I said, if I mail this to you, can you look at it and maybe see if you can get it working? And he said, yes. And so now they're on their way out to him to get it working. You see, that's a really cool thing. I couldn't get it to work on my own, but I have somebody who will probably be able to get it to work. You get that kind of stuff from community. You get that kind of stuff from coming to know other people. It's a solitary hobby. I don't usually build when I'm at home. And the reason for that is, like I said, I work out of town a couple days a week. And so I don't want to be down in my model room when I'm with my family. So I can't necessarily join a group, but I can get in one of these online groups and have some community and learn and share ideas and grow and learn more about what's out there. It's all great stuff. The model building community is really cool. And I got to tell you the truth. I don't think I've met one person yet. Who has neglected to try to help. Because we all kind of want to help each other become better builders. I got to be honest. That's part of the reason I do this video. I'd like to do a podcast, but we're not there yet. We'll work on it. Another thing. I was working on a kit, and I happened to have the email, or find the email address of the guy who created the kit. Now, I'm not going to give his name because I don't want to see him get bombarded. But this is one of my heroes. This guy designed probably half the kits I built when I was a kid. And I just sent him a note saying, hey, here's my video on the latest kit that comes from your designs. He responded to me with a nice letter, a nice email. I got to hear from one of my heroes. You know, it's all through the model building community. It is great stuff. So please, I know model building is supposed to be fun, and it is, but I got to tell you, it's even more fun when you're building in community with other people. Making friends, sharing experiences, because let's face it, there aren't a ton of people who do this. So let's have some community. Go out there. Put yourself out there. Join a couple Facebook groups. That's how I met Chuck and a lot of the other friends that I have, was through these Facebook groups. Just do it. Put yourself out there. You say, well, my builds aren't good enough. Well, here's the thing. Do you know how you get better? You guys know I'm a preacher. And there's a verse in the Bible that says iron sharpens iron. Here's what that means. You do better when you surround yourself with other people who are trying to do what you're trying to do. Has at least one interpretation of it. So put yourself out there. Join in the model building community in whatever way that manifests for you. But try it. I think you'll like it. Because model building's supposed to be fun. And it's even more fun when you're building with other people. Take care, guys.